Tea time with Gollum. Tea time with Gollum. Yeah.
Hello and welcome to Tea Time with Gollum. I'm your host, Sarah McBurney, joined by my co-host,
Reagan Holland. And this is episode 2 of our podcast.
Yes,
we
it
hope
is.
you survived episode 1.
So, the subject of this episode, we'll see how well we can stay on topic, but hypothetically, the subject of this episode is going to be books that inspired or impacted us from our childhoods.
That is a very good and very broad and deep topic that both of us could probably talk for hours on, but we're going to try to keep on a tight schedule.
Tight schedule, because I've got laundry in the washing machine that I have to take out in half an hour, so.
Yes. We're on
we
the
can
laundry
only go
timer.
for so long.
We're on the laundry timer.
Yes, we are.
Okay. All right. Do we kind of just want to, we can go back and forth, each, do one and then, flip-flop, or who am I kidding? We're just going to both start talking about the same one.
We're just going to both start talking. Yeah, right. Do we need to reintroduce ourselves for the podcast?
I'm Reagan, again.
I'm Sarah. I guess I already said our names, but, this is Tea Time with Gollum. This was just my bad because I didn't actually explain the podcast when I did my little intro thing. But this is a podcast where the two of us just have a conversation about anything we want.
Yep, that's basically it.
That's about it, honestly. That's all you need to know. You'll figure out the rest.
You'll catch up. You'll
catch on, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, Sarah, would you like to start us off with a book of choice?
Absolutely. I'll steal the one that we're both thinking of, and I'll say The Chronicles of Narnia. That's honestly one of the first books I even remember reading or having it be read to me or anything.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. Definitely started my love of fantasy, especially the movies. I feel honestly, okay, listen, the books aren't super high fantasy that I feel you sort of imagine, because the movies really went very dramatic with it.
I feel yes and no. I feel his world building makes it almost seem real in the books. And so it feels more fantastical, I guess, when you watch the movies, but yeah, but I feel though still my initial love for fantasy and everything like that just came
I think
from
either way. Yeah, that was definitely I think my first kind of introduction to that.
It opened the wardrobe, so to speak.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I would totally agree. Yeah.
Which books were your favorite as a kid, and has that changed?
Ooh, that's a really good question. Okay, so I did not like Magician's Nephew nor Last Battle when I was little.
That's real.
Frankly, because they went over my head, and I was like, these are weird. Uncle Andrew was strange.
Yes, yeah.
And the ape man at the end was weird in The Last Battle. And so I just was
really weird,
yeah. I was just kind of confused. So those ones were not my favorite, and Silverchair was it was edgy, it was on the cusp of being weird. So I feel the 3 main ones with the Pevensies plus Horse and His Boy were those were my solid ones.
Yeah.
But I think Horse and His Boy is my favorite, actually.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, which might be a hot take. But
I like that, yeah.
Yeah, I feel for classic's sake, Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe will always be my favorite story.
Right.
But I think that, I've, at least now, I guess, looking back, Horse and His Boy was always the one that impacted me the most. And I found most, exotic and interesting. And I think it was probably, the, exoticness of, going and visiting the Telmarans and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And just, seeing this other part of the Narnian world.
Yeah. And getting to see, kind of what the Pevensies, actually did when they were ruling in Narnia. Because, you don't actually see that in the other books.
Yeah, and I think that's the book that almost made Narnia feel more real to me. Because there wasn't the back and forth. That's the only one that takes solely...
you're right.
Takes place with
there's
no coming
there's
in
no
and out.
Transportation.
Yeah, I don't know. But, little plug, if you ever get the chance to go see the Logos version of Horse and His Boy.
Yes.
Yeah, Logos Theater out of South Carolina, performs in Branson and performs in DC. That is the most phenomenal show I think I've ever seen.
Incredible production.
It's beautiful. Yeah. I cried. But I think that really opened my eyes.
Puppets for the horses.
Yes, it's insane. But that really opened my eyes to like the beauty of the Horse and His Boy, and also second plug of the day, Sarah Sparks.
Yes.
If you don't listen to Sarah Sparks,
oh my gosh,
you need to go right now. Pause.
Yes. Go listen to Into the Lantern Waste by Sarah Sparks, the whole album.
But Shasta's Complaint has always been my favorite song on that album.
I've always loved Used to Scrub.
Okay, Used to Scrub is probably second favorite.
That one's so beautiful.
Oh no, I actually love Come Further Up. Come Further Up is
that one is
good.
Oh man.
That's like my creative anthem. Like,
I also really like Jill. What is that one called? A Song for Jill?
A Song for Jill. I need to listen to that one more. I'm completely honest.
I like that one. It has a lot of like, it's kind of similar to Shasta's Complaint, where it sort of goes into like the power of like Aslan / God.
No, that's like, so true. That's so true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Trumpkin's song as well. And okay, but Puddleglum's anthem is underrated.
Oh, that one is really good.
Yeah. Okay, but the transition between Lucy's Tale and
Blood for
Blood. Oh my goodness, gosh. Every single time. It's like chills
had I seen the melting snow. Oh my gosh.
So good.
Oh,
okay, if you don't know what we're talking about, you need to go listen to that right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Free advertising for Sarah Sparks.
Yep.
She's a great artist.
Incredible. Okay, but anyway, yeah, I think Horse and His Boy, especially once I got, because it wasn't until I saw the Logos production that I got the Moses plot point. Like, I didn't even get that it's an allegory for Moses.
Yeah.
And literally the whole thing is, like, it's insane.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway.
I guess, I don't know if I answered.
You did not. So you need to answer your favorite. And if it's changed.
I mean, I think for a long time, my favorite's been Prince Caspian. Honestly, because, like, kind of nothing happens in that book, and it's, like, really chill.
Yeah,
like, this is the same reason I like Lord of the Rings. It's just sort of, like, characters interacting and just kind of, like, not a ton of, like, action for, like, most of it, and then it makes the action sort of stand out more.
That's true, yeah.
I mean, definitely as a kid, I probably redlined The Witch in the Wardrobe the most. Mm-hmm. But Prince Caspian's definitely... Honestly, yeah, I feel like Prince Caspian's been my favorite for a long time. I always really hated Silver Chair as a kid, though. But weirdly, I've kind of turned around on it more recently. I haven't read it. It's probably been a few years since I've gone back. I need to reread all of the books because it's been a couple of years. But I feel like on my most recent reread, I was like, Puddleglum is, like, kind of an amazing character.
Puddleglum's fantastic. And
I love, like, his character arc and, like, the way he interacts with the kids and the way the kids interact with him.
And the way he interacts with his idea of Aslan is very fascinating, which is also very interesting because it's very similar, I feel like, in a lot of ways to Trumpkin's relationship with Aslan in a weird way. But, like, it's very Puddleglum at the same time, and I very much love that.
Yeah, so the character of Puddleglum kind of brought me... Now, Silverchair is just weird. I hate the part where they go underground. It kind of scares me.
Yeah, it's like,
I have a fear of like I have a fear of like the ocean or like any like really like vast sort of space like scares me, and like when they're describing like how deep underground they are, it like gives me chills, and like I kind of hate thinking about that.
I don't like Enchantress turned snake.
Oh, I forgot about that part. I hate also when they're with the is it when they're with the giants that they give them like unicorn meat?
Yes, that made me so sad.
The whole part with the giants also kind of scared. It's a weird book. Like,
it's a very weird book,
it as a kid. But
and I also didn't like that Prince Caspian was really old and dying. That was sad.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, because Eustace comes back and he's like, oh, like, hey, everyone's gone. Oh, whoops. Hey,
yeah. Yeah, that's really fun. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Okay, I feel like the, like, weirder ones, though, like, I appreciate more now that I'm older. Yeah, but when I was younger, like, I didn't read it as much. You're kind of just like,
the that's faith, weird, and you sort of, like, move on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would agree with that.
Also, like, weird, specific childhood memory was spending, like, I feel like I spent my entire childhood hearing them push back the release date of making the Silverchair movie, like, again and again, and they never made it. But I feel like, because I remember, like, Voyage of the Dawn Treader, like, comes out, and then, like, my whole family's like, oh, like, when are they gonna make Silverchair? And we'd be like, oh, they're gonna make it in, like, 2014. Oh, they're gonna make it in 2016.
Yep,
oh,
and it's going back
and then they just gave up. Yeah.
And now we have
they're maybe doing it with Netflix.
No, it's coming. It's coming out this year.
Are they actually making it? Mm-hmm. Wow. I was like, they're gonna cancel this one too. Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
We will have a reaction episode.
Oh, we definitely will.
If that comes out.
We definitely will.
I already have
people
low hope.
I feel like even the movies that we do have, they're really good, but it already is kind of bordering on like, they sort of turn them into like Lord of the Rings type of like high fantasy action movies. It's like, it's just, Narnia is just hard to adapt because it's not what you think it is. Like, people think it's just another,
but it's not,
kind of like classic like fantasy, and it's like, it's really not. Like, it's closer to like a fairy tale or something, where it's a little bit more like weird, a little bit more sort of like metaphorical.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like a really long fairy tale.
Yeah,
it's like a collection of fairy tales.
It's like you have to come into it with that attitude to adapt it.
Yeah.
So,
Anyway, that series, clearly we could talk about for forever.
We have a lot of opinions on that,
and we will definitely come back to them.
I'm sure we will revisit Narnia several times. Do you want to do?
Yes, I will do one. Okay, so I feel like this is kind of like, this isn't one that like I'm gonna come back to for like until like I'm not gonna come back to it until like if I'm a mom. Like, it's not like one that like I reread at all. But the first books that got me into like really loving to read to myself were definitely Magic Treehouse.
Oh,
and just like the introduction of the concept of being able to like of like the magic of books and being able to travel back into like travel like into different times and spaces in our world, but also into fantasy worlds.
Why did I like not even put together that that's like kind of what that was about? Like, that they're literally like traveling like through books. Why did I literally never put that together? I was just like, it's a Magic Treehouse. They like look in books and they go places.
I didn't really until I started verbalizing
we're discovering things.
Yep. Okay. Well, anyway, so normally I start with the first book of a series, almost always. But when I was little, I remember distinctly being in the library in my second grade year, and I was searching the shelves for a book in the library, and I found the Blizzard of the Blue Moon. Do you remember that one?
Oh, that's the one with the unicorn.
The unicorn on the front. Yeah, the unicorn tapestry. Yeah. And I found it, and I had no idea what it was about. All I did was I looked at it. I was like, it's snowing. There's a unicorn and kids riding a unicorn. I'm reading this book. I'm in. Yeah, it was like number 38 or something like that. Because it was like one of like the Merlin missions with Kathleen and Teddy.
Yeah.
So
and there's like the evil versions of Kathleen and Teddy in that one too.
Yes, I forgot about that. That's crazy.
Slight side tangent on why I just like know all the random details is because we used to have a bunch of the Magic Treehouse books on audiobook, and I would listen to them to fall asleep every night.
Yeah.
And so like those books are literally like ingrained into the back of my mind.
I think we own still to this date like 1 through like almost 150 or something like that of them.
Yeah.
However high it goes. I don't know how high it goes, but it's like
I wonder if she's still writing them.
Oh, she certainly is. Yeah.
I got to meet her one time. She did like a meet and greet type of thing.
You
like,
met Mary Pope Osborne?
Area. Yeah, I was like 8. I have a picture with her somewhere. That's probably still.
That's so cool. Yeah. But anyway, I feel like those definitely like introduced me to like the magic of both like books, but also like learning, and also just magic in general. And so I think that was like that played on my imagination a lot and really made me love stories. So it's like not one that like is like a classic for me. Like, I'm not gonna go back to it until like if I do with like little kids or whatever. But like that's one that really impacted me, I think, and like sparked my love of just like the written word, I guess. Yeah.
And it definitely, I feel like for me, also introduced me to so many like historical time periods, different locations, like famous people. There was like the whole series where they met like Leonardo da Vinci and like
I loved that one.
I loved that one.
The Flying Machine.
I'm in an art history class right now that's like talking about the Renaissance.
When the mural melts. I can think of.
Yes.
That was so tragic.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
That was crazy. But yes, no, I feel like it definitely pulled the history buff out of me. Like my dad's a history major, and like I've moved all over, but I feel like those books really like made me realize like how much history is like reading a book, you know? And I was like, this is so cool. Yeah.
And it was so, and like getting to see it through the lens of like kids and the way that they kind of got put into those different worlds and had to live like those people, and they were wearing the clothes, and like there would be times where they'd go some time period that was like super sexist, and Annie would have to like pretend to be a boy to like get to do anything, and I was like, dang, like I don't know.
Yeah,
like,
no,
it just introduces you to so many different ideas as a kid.
And it was very, I feel like, very progressive, but in like a really good way for kids to be able to teach them things. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. It treated kids like they were as smart as they actually are.
Yeah.
And it, like, exposed them to things in, like, a really good way for kids, I feel like. Yeah, so.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Go Mary Pope Osborne.
Yeah. Yes. Queen. I think on a similar note, I will definitely say the American Girl books.
Yes, correct.
I was all over. I still have, like, a huge collection of them.
As do I.
And, like, same thing. I honestly would credit that. Somebody the other day was asking me, like, how I got into, like, costume design and stuff, and I honestly think the American Girl, like, dolls and also the books, like, all of it, I think was a big part of that.
Yeah.
Because just
like the historical ones, though.
Yeah, the historical ones. I mean, I was obsessed with American Girl. You've seen my you've seen my PowerPoint night presentation that I'm making right now.
No.
I'm ranking all of the historical dresses.
Yeah, I learned to do hair on American Girls. Like, that's how I got into, like, hairstyles and stuff like that, for sure. But yeah, costuming history, there's so much stuff. And also just, like, I feel like it was so relatable. Even, like, they have gone significantly downhill. I'm so sorry.
I could make a whole episode. Maybe I'll do one of my TED Talk episodes on, like, ranting about how much American Girl has gone downhill recently.
Correct. However, they used to, when we were little, they used to, like, the Girls of the Year were actually really good.
Yeah.
And they were, like, super relatable, and, like, I don't know, I learned a lot from those as well, and, like, just kind of felt empowered as a girl, which is really the point. I mean, that really is the point. But I felt like it was really cool to, like, connect with kind of girls across history, and, like,
like,
I thought it was cool.
And they all had so many different, like, personalities.
Yeah.
And it was such a cool crossover of, like, somebody who you could relate to who was living, like, such a different, like, life than you.
Yeah. And it made it so much more real, and I was like, oh.
Yeah. And, like, those sections at the back that went into, like, the real history of, like, all the different things.
Yes, it's so cool.
Oh, my gosh. Like, I was all over that. Like, it was just so cool. Like, it really just brings you into those worlds.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Ooh, that was a good one. Okay, so on that note, kind of similar but not, you weren't as much, but I was a huge Nancy Drew girl. Nancy Drew girl. I started reading Nancy Drew, I think in 4th grade. I own every book from 1 through 56 of the original series, and then I have a bunch that I've gotten, like, off of, like, eBay and stuff like that, of like used versions of, like, the old, like, the ones that came afterwards, because those aren't in print anymore. But I mean, like, yes, she's kind of like Barbie in the way that, like, she, like, can do everything, and, like, she just pulls all these, like, cool tricks out of her pocket. But I felt like she was so empowering, but just, like, super interesting and fun, and, like, it was really great because, like, I mean, I still find, like, I'll still go back and reread those, like, all the time.
Yeah.
And, like, those mysteries were actually, like, fascinating to me, and I found them really cool, and, like, there were so many of them, but I never felt like certainly they recycled certain tropes and stuff like that, like, obviously, you know, but they didn't really recycle content that much, which I found really impressive. And,
honestly.
Yeah, which was really impressive, and also, I feel like it was really great because they were able to tell, like, really gripping stories for a kid that weren't, like, gory or, like, you know, there was, like no content, there was no content, like, warnings, but it was still, like, had me on the edge of my seat, and, like, I don't know, I thought it was really cool, and those certainly sparked my sense of adventure, I think.
I wish more people would take notes out of those kinds of books and be like, you can still tell a really, like, thrilling story without going super, like, dark.
Exactly. Yeah. There's so many stories that's a whole thing that we could do a whole podcast on the fact that there's so many things that I'm like, these are really important stories to tell. They're very important concepts, things we should talk about, and stories that are cool and, like, interesting to tell. But we don't have to do them in a way that is, like, dark and, like, not good for you to expose yourself to. Like, there are ways to expose yourself to something without actually, like, filling yourself with it, you know? I don't know.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I was never as into Nancy Drew. Like, I think I was maybe in, like, 5th or 6th grade, I don't remember, and I went through phase, I think it was like over a summer, and I read like a bunch of them, but like I legit started like getting nightmares from them. Like not necessarily because what was happening was like super scary, but I think it just like I would read them before bed, and it would just put my brain in that sort of like mystery solving like mode.
Yeah.
And I'd like go to bed with that, and it would like scare me, and I would like have nightmares.
Fair. Yeah.
And that honestly is still a problem I have with like any mysteries.
Yeah.
Like I watched some like murder mystery show with my mom, and like same thing, like I had nightmares for like weeks afterwards. Like I don't know, my brain can't handle it.
Yeah. In 8th grade we had to do like a whole section on like Edgar Allan Poe. Did not sleep for weeks.
Oh my gosh.
Not at all.
Oh my gosh.
Not my cup of tea. Not my cup of tea. Tea time with Gollum.
Tea time with Gollum.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. Okay, we're definitely leaving out one very important that we need to discuss.
Are we?
Yes.
Do you want to discuss it?
Yeah, I do want to discuss.
Okay.
Anne of Green Gables.
Anne of Green Gables. See, the problem is I didn't read them until I was like 15 or 16.
This is true. Because I got you into them.
Yeah, I tried to read the first one when I was maybe like 11 or 12, but I just like didn't get like started like quick enough for me, and so I put it down.
Thankfully, I rescued her, and she has since been touched. But I will talk about it for a second if you don't mind, because those
I can still contribute, but just not to how it impacted my childhood.
That's totally fair. Yeah, I started reading those. My mom got me the Puffin Classics, like really pretty covered ones, of the first 4 books. Well, my mom and dad got them for me, for Christmas, like 2nd grade, I think. And those were like the first big girl books that I read on my own. And that was the first time that I realized that, like, there were things, like, there were parts of me that, like, I didn't express often. And, like, Anne satisfied those things in me. Yeah. I feel like. And, like, because, like, Anne Shirley and, like, I don't necessarily have, and, like, we have similar personalities, but we also have very different personalities. But the way she thinks and interacts with the world, and, like, especially in, like, and she verbalizes the way that her brain interacts with the world.
Yeah.
And her brain interacts with the world very similar to the way mine does. And she's just has this, like, raw openness of being able to just, like, verbalize all, like, the whimsical thoughts of, like, the way she sees the world. And she just has this confidence that I have never, like, I had, but not nearly to the extent that she did. And so she, like, Ellen Montgomery just really, all of her, I mean, her books are just
put words
phenomenal.
To it.
Yeah.
Like,
just, put words to feelings that I didn't even realize I had, which was incredible.
Yeah.
And I just think the world building and the character building and the, like, relationships, and it's just so honest about real humanity, and it's funny, and it's beautiful. Yeah.
It's so touching. Like, all of it.
It's incredible. And then
it really is just sort of great, like, kind of snapshot of life.
It really is. Yeah. I just think it's incredible. And so I was hooked on it. Read all of the books. I've read them 10,000 times. Like, cannot even count the number of times I've read them. And they've been my favorites ever since. I think I will be rereading those until the day I die.
They're just so perfect.
Yeah, and we'll talk about this at another time for sure, but that series also figured heavily in my testimony, and so that was a really cool thing for me as well, to have that be so closely tied to my faith. So I don't know. I just, like, and obviously, you know, Gilbert Blythe was my first official crush. And I have maintained that to this date. I mean,
he's the perfect man.
He is the perfect man. So, I got a sweatshirt for Christmas.
I saw it.
That has Gilbert Blythe on it.
It's amazing. It's
beautiful. Amazing. Yeah. Setting unrealistic standards since 1908.
Yep. Oh my gosh.
Love him so much. So, yeah. Are there any we need to...
I've thought of 2. I don't think you've read either of the... Or, well, okay.
You go.
Have you read the Ramona Quimby books?
Okay, I read a handful. However, So, I didn't get into them when I was little. So, I read a couple of them when I was a little bit older. But my sister read them. So, I didn't get into them as much, but I certainly exposed myself to them.
Yeah. That was one. I think it kind of, Ramona for me was kind of the same thing I think that Anne was for you, of just sort of like, because Ramona is just like this insanely like creative, imaginative like child, and that like gets her into a lot of like trouble. And I feel like I related to Ramona like so hard as a kid.
Yeah.
And just that sort of like character, and just, I don't know, those were just books that I read a lot for some reason. And the other series is it's weird, like I was thinking about this, and for some reason in my brain this is like a more recent series that I got into, but it's not at all. The first time I read it I was in like 4th grade. But The Enchanted Forest Chronicles by Patricia C. Reed.
Okay, I've
which
never
is like dealing
read
with dragons.
That's
searching
so cool.
with dragons.
Oh, I thought of one. Continue.
Those ones are, you should read them. They're hilarious.
Okay,
they're really
I
short
need to.
because they're like children's books, but those books I think had the biggest impact on my writing style and my sense of humor, because the whole thing is just sort of these like parodies of different fairy tale tropes.
Oh, that's so fun.
And Patricia C. Reed just has like the most like kind of dry, witty like humor, and just, I don't know, just like plays with all of the tropes so like cleverly, and that like really clever kind of sense of humor like rubbed off on me so hard. Like the first like fantasy writing that I ever did just sounds like a knockoff of Dealing with Dragons in like every way. I don't know, so that's like definitely one, I think, as far as like books that impacted me like as a kid, that one definitely influenced like my whole like writing style and like sense of humor and all of that.
That's so fun. Yeah, I thought of one when you said that. Did you ever read Tuesdays at the Castle series by Jessica Day George?
No,
okay.
I didn't.
I found Tuesdays at the Castle at the library in like 3rd or 4th grade, and I think I read it 3 times in a row that year.
Oh my gosh.
I was just obsessed. So I have not read Howl's Moving Castle, but it is it shares the concept of having like a castle that like moves and changes rooms and stuff like that,
yeah.
which is super fun and was like just like mind-boggling to me. I was like, this is the coolest thing ever. The character of Sally just was someone that I like related to so much, and I just thought she was like just so fun and like whimsical and silly, and I felt like, but at the same time I felt like she very much kind of embodied how I would feel if I actually was in those kinds of situations, because I feel like oftentimes like our heroes are like all so brave and like they just like fit that world, but for me she was like very real, and I was like, oh, that's how I would like there were moments where she was absolutely terrified and like didn't know what to do and stuff like that, and I very much related to her in those moments. But I loved the character building and the world building in those books were just so fun. And those books really solidified my love of Griffins for sure. Yes, so definitely give those ones a read. Shout out to Jessica Day George. I read a lot of her books. Dragon Slippers. There's one about roses and horses that I liked. I don't remember what it's called. But she was cool.
Nice.
Yeah. She's not dead. She's still cool.
Oh, she is still cool.
She's still cool.
That's good. That's good to know.
In case she ever listens to this. Yeah.
Well,
are there any others that we want to cover, or?
I've been trying to think. I don't have much to say about this one, but I did read the Boxcar Children quite a lot.
That was another one that my siblings got into after me.
Yeah.
Those ones were all really like my Nancy Drew phase.
Yeah. Those ones were mysteries as well. It was kind of a weird switch because like the first 2 books are like these kids like living in weird places and like having to make do with like, you know, making a kitchen out of like their random broken teacups and stuff. And then after that it's just like now they're gonna solve mysteries with their rich grandfather.
Correct. Yeah.
But it was cool. But I definitely really liked
the first one. The first one.
It's so adorable. Like the descriptions of the boxcar and how they make it so like homely, and they're so creative with all their resources.
Yeah.
Like
for me,
I love
it was
a resourceful character.
I know. For me, it was the description of the swimming pool and putting the milk behind the waterfall.
Oh my gosh, the milk in the water. Yes, to keep it cool.
The milk in the waterfall was like my favorite part in the entire book.
Yes, I could like taste like how crisp and cold it was, you know?
Yes. Oh, so good.
I also remember being so confused when Violet got sick and she was cold and they were just putting pine needles on her to try and warm her up. Like, I guess they didn't have blankets. Yeah. And for some reason their solution was just to use pine needles. And I remember being really confused, being like, that's not going to help at all, guys.
Yeah. Yeah, I did love the first one of those. And I read a couple of the later ones, but not that many.
Yeah.
I read the one, did you read the one where, like, they go up on top of this mountain, like, with a helicopter, and then, like, one of them falls off the mountain, and they have to, like, pull him up the side.
No, I did not read that one.
Yeah,
did you read the one where they're, like, at a hotel and somebody keeps dyeing the pool water purple?
No, I did not.
These sound so weird without context, like, when you haven't read it. There was one about, like, an ice cream sundae or something, like, some ice cream shop. I remember liking that one because there were just a lot of descriptions of, like, really yummy ice cream in it.
Oh, that's fun. That's so fun. Yeah.
Man.
I love kids' books. I think children's...
This is,
I'm
like,
reading
honestly,
a history of children's literature right now.
Oh,
and it
my
is
gosh.
so fascinating how, like, children's literature just has an insane impact on us. And there's so many reasons why, like, people who, you know, even people who are, like, totally not into kid, like, stuff or, like, you know, just wholesome, like, content want to go back to these types of stories because they're just so impactful.
Yeah.
And they're really honest about humanity, and I really like that.
Yeah, like, a lot of them are surprisingly deep and just really beautiful and really great, like, examples of really, like, economical storytelling because you only have, you know, 10 pages or whatever, and you have to tell a complete plot with a character arc that kids can understand.
Yeah, and somehow
like people, like, adults trying to write novels and stuff sometimes don't even understand these, like, concepts.
I know, you know? and somehow I feel like I get to know these characters and their worlds and
like
their
you understand
plots.
Everything in such a short amount of time.
I know, and there's, like, so much detail that I feel like I get, and I know them so well. Even more than, like, some of the great novels I've read that are, like, for adults, you know, or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, somehow I got way more out of the kids' book, you know?
Yeah, this is, like, I'm in a film class right now, and we're making short films, and it's kind of the same thing, where it's, like, when your film is 3 minutes long total, you have, like, 10 seconds to introduce your characters and your premise before you have to get going with the plot, because, like, that's just all the time you have, and it's, like, you just kind of have to learn to, like, be really economical with what you're doing and just like what's the most efficient sentence that I can say that's going to immediately, like, establish this character.
Yeah, that's
to
why
get
I
a little
really
more
need to
technical
learn
into, you know, writing and stuff. Yeah. I'm sure we're going to go on all kinds of nerdy writing rants.
Oh, we will for sure. Today is not that day.
Yeah, we're running out of time.
There will come a day when we
but it is not this day.
But it is not this day.
Oh,
but it is not this day.
Oh, we're going to have a whole... We need to talk about Lord of the Rings really soon. That should be the next episode.
Okay,
if we haven't already decided what the next episode is.
It's about Lord of the Rings.
It's about Lord of the Rings now. Stay tuned.
Yeah, stay tuned.
All right.
You get to sing us out this time.
Okay, just to clarify, because we ended it so terribly last time, I'm going to sing and then, like, that's it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, so say your final goodbyes, I guess.
Oh, it was really nice knowing you.
Not your final goodbyes.
All right, goodbye. This was fun. Thank you for tuning in to Tea Time with Gollum. We will see you in the next episode.
We don't see them. It's audio, Reagan.
You will hear me in the next episode.
Why is the only tune that's coming to my mind the McDonald's theme? Let me think about something else. Hold on. All I can think of is, like, jingles, because the next one I thought it was, like, do 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 do. Okay, hold on. I can do this.
Thank you for tuning in to Tea Time with Gollum. We will hear you. You will hear us.
We'll get better at this. You'll hear us next week. Bum, bum, bum.